Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I can't do it as fast as Mr. Thomas, but good morning, everyone. The person that I'm going to introduce today is loved by everyone, and I know the Fresno team loves her to death. She's a regional director here. She loves to dance and have fun. She's the most kind-hearted person that I know, and she will go above and beyond for her team. And there's so many stories I could tell you, but none of them would do her justice. But do not let her soft and kind heart fool you, because she definitely has a shark side, okay? She's like a really kind mama shark, okay, if that makes sense. So without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome Regional Director from Fresno, Mrs. Evelyn Phipps.
Thank you so much, Natasha, for that gracious introduction. But let me tell you, she's cutting herself short. This woman is something else. She is a woman of all trades. She can do anything, and I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, welcome everybody, and good morning to some of you, good afternoon, and if you're in another country, maybe good evening. It's great to see all these lovely faces. I know it's been a while, but for those of you who don't know my story, I'm going to say it really, really quick. I've been in ACN, gosh, probably closer to going on 8 years. And the reason I got started was a good friend of mine showed me this business when she heard that I was looking for a part-time job. I was working corporate America. I was the supervisor for a huge insurance company. However, my husband, working very diligently at his business or his job, his back broke or whatever, and he needed surgery. So I needed to get extra money because he was going to be on disability for over a year. And I said, no. We like to do things. My kids were in travel league. Anybody has kids, they do sports. That means we're all over the place. And you got to pay, nothing is cheap. All that you have to pay for it yourself. Room and board, to be on the team. I mean, it's crazy. Every tournament you do. So I knew I was going to have to do a part-time job. She showed me this business and I was just like, okay, what's the catch? Because that's like way too easy. I use all of these. I knew I had 4 cell phones already. Me, my husband, my 2 kids, we all had cell phones. So she said, there's nothing. You just need to come to training and learn the proper way. Okay, you guys, I did that. I'm a little slower than some of you because I'm old school. I'm used to talking to people and being in front of a room when I'm in charge, but this was completely different, you guys. So, I mean, I followed them everywhere. I followed the kings everywhere, even if it had nothing to do with me. If they were doing it for themselves, like showing the plan or whatever, I went with them. We went all over. My team just started growing because they did everything for me. And they were, I mean, so gracious because we're talking our weekends were gone, everything. But doing this business very part-time, you guys, I was able to retire myself early. My husband knew that I started disliking my job because everybody knows things change. When other companies come in and buy it, it's not the same. So that's the same thing that happened with me. I was still working. They go, we love you, Evelyn. You're like a library here. You know everything. But my pay wasn't going up. They capped me out. They said, no, you made enough for your position. We can't give you any more. That didn't make sense. If I know everything and I'm training everybody, I should go up, right? Well, it wasn't working that way. So my husband knew I started disliking my job, and he says, hey, if you want to quit, go ahead, because you're doing good in this business. You're making what you're making there. You might as well leave. I said, great. So you guys, if it can happen for little old me, it can happen for you guys. All I'm saying is follow your leaders. It's just about ACN is here and we have a system. Do it that way. Trust me. I've had business people in my business that think, okay, I own a business. I can do this. I don't need to follow. It doesn't work, you guys. You need to follow the system. Trust me, it works if you follow the system. And what is it that we always say to our friends and family? Hey, I need a huge favor. Trust me, I need a huge favor. I was the one who was giving favors, so I knew what that meant. But it was hard for me to say I needed the favor. When I did that, boom, my business just started growing and growing and growing, and I love it. So I'm going to talk about something that we did here a couple of weeks ago here in Fresno, little old Fresno, California. We're in the middle of LA and San Francisco, and it's called Central Fresno, and it's hot, you guys, it's hot. So what happened was a couple of weeks ago when Sam Foster was on a Friday, you know, he was doing the Friday ones. He was walking along at one of the universities and talking to people. And I said, dang, I used to do that. I had a huge following of nothing but students. I said, you know what? We need to go back to thinking outside the box. And then all of a sudden, one of my IBOs in my business called me and said, Evelyn, hey, I got a question. I said, yeah, what? I was approached. I know this person who's doing this event, and they said we can maybe do it too. And I go, what do you mean? And he goes, well, we can have our little stand or whatever, however you want to call it, and talk about ACN. And I go, okay, we used to do that too. So I said, okay, we'll do it. And lo and behold, you guys, we did it on a Saturday. The amount was waived, which was awesome. And I'm not kidding. We had a huge success. And when I mean a huge success, it was just little old me and Mr. Waller. And we could have used some more people. Now, I'm not kidding. Luann came later, Miss Pinedo. We all know her and love her. She's our mother over here. She came for an hour to help, but by then we had a huge success. That's all I got to say. So what do we have? We have more people to talk to. We got a lot of people that we can do customers with. Why? Because we did a survey sheet. Our whole goal was we had our tables out, and it was called Christmas in July, you guys. It was 107 that day. Just for those of you who don't know how hot it is. We don't have an ocean near us like LA and San Francisco has the bay. We don't have that here. So it was 107, and we had our little pop-ups. We had our tables. I decorated it as best I could with a lot of Christmas stuff, and I'm going to show you some videos in a bit and some pictures. And we wore these awesome shirts that somebody here in the Fresno market was making them for us. So I don't know if you guys can read this, but these shirts were made from us by none other than Miss Natasha, the teacup lady herself. And let me tell you, they were an eye-opener. People were asking us, oh yeah, what can you do for me, you know? So what I told Mr. Waller was, hey, maybe if it's not so busy, you can give them quotes right there about the insurance, the health share, the impact health share. So we thought that was going to work, right? But no, they were coming in groups, like 5 or 6, filling out surveys and things. And the reason they're filling out surveys is we were giving prizes away. I love giving prizes away. We had a little wheel, and you'll see that in a minute, where you spin, and whatever you land on, that's what you might win, because we were doing raffles as well. We must have had like 20 gifts. And so we were doing raffles on that, and they weren't cheap stuff, you guys. Everybody loves Starbucks. So we had Starbucks cards for $15. We had all kinds of stuff. I had stuff for back to school for kids. We had stuff for swimming and you know, for all kinds of stuff. I had headphones where you can listen. You know, people take them to the gym. We had adapters. We had good stuff, you guys. So people were coming in drones, filling out those surveys, doing that. And at the bottom of the survey, we put, would you like to know how to make money on your own bills? And if so, circle yes. Well, I'm telling you, everybody circled yes. So that was our in to call them. Not only can we help them with services, if we can, but we were going to call them and see about getting, being an IBO. So honestly, that's what we've been doing. The Kings have helped me. Brian's working on them. I'm working on them. We've gone, if it's local, if they're here local, we like to meet them. So we've met a couple of people already, showed them the plans and stuff. They're very, very interested. One guy says, I need my wife to see it. And he's a truck driver. He goes, it was so awesome because when I showed him the peaking video, I asked him, let me ask you out of curiosity, what did you like? What got your curiosity to see our business? And he looked at me and he said, it painted a vision. And I wanted to give him a kiss. He goes, that peaking video painted a vision where I could see something happening for me in the future. I just said, God bless you, because, not everybody sees that vision, but the ones who are entrepreneurs and want to do something will see the vision, you guys. And that's what it is. We can't help everybody. We can't please everybody, but there are a few among us, just like us, who see that and want to go forward. So I'm going to ask Mr. Waller here if he can come on. And we're going to ask him a few questions because this was his first experience. So let me ask you, how did you know this person? Who was this person that gave you this idea that she was doing this?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for your leadership. Thank Mr. Thomas, Ms. Ismail, the Kings. Thank you, Fresno team, for all that you're doing to help me reach my goals. The young lady that sponsored this event, Christmas in July, her mom and my mom are best friends. And as you all know, I'm here in Fresno helping to care for my mom. The young lady's mom calls my mom every Thursday to check on her and make sure she's okay. So I had stopped by to pick up some things from there. And she said, hey, my daughter's putting on this event. Why don't you check it out? And she showed me a flyer, and it's Christmas in July. Now, again, Sam Foster's been out there getting it done, just in the trenches, out there in the streets, talking to people. So this was an opportunity for us to do the same, but have the people come to us. So I said, yeah, I think I'd like to do that. And so when I called and asked you, yeah, we used to do that all the time. I said, well, we have a space, it's free. We could set up a booth, a pop-up tent. And she said, well, you said it, I've got a pop-up tent. And so we got the tables, got the chairs, got the pop-up tent,
Tables,
the prizes, the little wheel, and you had this entire setup already in place. And I'm just glad that I asked you, because I had no idea how I was going to go about it. And you stepped in, and I was amazed. You and Miss Luann, and Miss Luann put together this wonderful survey. It had the Project Feeding Kids logo up there. I don't know if you could see that, but that tied in completely, because the whole premise of the event was giving backpacks away to the students and other prizes. There were food booths and different services for the community. And the people actually came out in that Fresno 107 dry heat. The devil's walking around in his underwear, just smiling at people, and it was just so hot. But we got the job done, and tons of people came out and they filled out these surveys. And so we're calling and making the connection and people, yes, making appointments and actually giving them quotes right there. Miss Ismail did make that t-shirt, and people were asking us questions. And so it was a fascinating and amazing opportunity to share what we're doing. And that's what we do. Share the plan, show the plan, show the plan. So thank you for all your hard work. I got
no problem.
Heated, and you sent me, you said, take a break. I'm like, no, I felt bad because, it was my idea. So I wanted to hang in there with you the whole time.
You did awesome, though. You did awesome, because he did not know what to expect. He did not. And I said, prior times we've done things like this, we can come in a big pack, or it could be really slow, but we'll see. I go, depending on the heat, because like I said, it was 107. We might not get a lot of people, but that's okay. It only takes one or two. You guys know that. It can only, it's going through the numbers. And let me tell you, the first person who won on the drawing is the first person that I don't know why, but I got his name and called him. He came to get his prize, and he was the first person I called to Pete. You know, and we can help him. He's paying way too much on one phone. And we've already talked about that. And he goes, oh, absolutely. I mean, he's going to be saving like $130 a month on one phone, you guys. So that aside, when I talked to him and I sent him that video, he's the one who gave me that. I really didn't see it in him, but he had a great smile. He had a great smile. And he was with a little boy. And when I told him, out of curiosity, what was it that caught your attention to the video I sent you? And he tells me, the vision. It paints a really good vision. I see a vision. And I just looked at him and I go, you're right. It does. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can make a lot of money with this business, or you can, you know, you can't. It depends on the person. And because of you and your smile, I can't see why you wouldn't make. And he, you know, he appreciated. Anyway, we had a great talk. He's the one that we're setting up an appointment with his wife. She works really late. She's a nurse at the VA hospital. So it's going to be a little tricky here and there, but we're going to get it done. Anyway, I want to show you guys some videos, because not only did Miss Natasha, I hope you guys can see this t-shirt that I'm wearing. Not only did she make this or word it, she also helped me with some signs. I go, I need something that's going to just pop out on our table and get them over there. And so she helped me with those. So as we go through this video and these pictures, we might want to zoom it in so you can see what it says. So these were okay, look, are you paying too much on your bills? Ask me how to make extra money. And then this one over here was, for a chance to win a prize, fill out a short survey. I think there was one more sign. It might have been on the other side, but look at how we've decorated it, because it was for Christmas, you guys. It was for Christmas. See these little Santa and penguins? Those are cookie jars full of candy. We were giving those away too. It says, are you paying too much for healthcare? Look at that. That was an eye opener. Right away, we were just setting up, and a gentleman walks up to Mr. Waller and he goes, I know I'm paying too much. Every time I go to the doctor, I pay $75 copay. But he could not stay because he was going really quick. So he goes, I'm going to give you my name and number. I need to see what you can do for me. So right there, you guys, it was all about the t-shirt and the signs that we're getting people. Do we have any more? I'm not looking my best, but then again, it was really hot, but it was fun. It's something I can say I did. We put all this together. Hopefully you can see the sign. The Project Feeding Kids sign was there too. Do we have any debris of the little sign? There we go. There we go. That one was good with the Project Feeding. See right here to the left, we have a wheel where you spin, and we wrote down different prizes that you get. Can you guys see the sign? No, we don't see the Project Feeding Kids sign. Now we also have a little video. See, there we go. We had that standing up. So that it's all about the kids. And who doesn't want to help a cause, you know? Who doesn't want to help a cause? I mean, Sam Foster, if you're on this call, you kind of gave us this, because I forgot all about walking into this. And right now the schools are going to start. The university here, Fresno State's going to start. And so it's giving me ideas. I'm going to start doing that one day a week or whatever, go in there, start handing out flyers and things, because people are, they don't want to work for anybody. They want to be their own boss. So many people are there. I ask them, what are you majoring in? Entrepreneurship. I go, okay, well, I want to know how to, I want to be my own boss. And that's what it's about, you guys. I think we have a video too. Did you guys get that in time? Here we go. There's our Christmas tree.
This is Christmas in July, and we are out here representing our businesses for ACN. Stage is being set up. It's a hot day, but it's going to be a great time blessing kids.
Okay.
And that whole strip was full of people. So that was just the setup time. I didn't capture any video of the actual event where the people, because we were so busy processing all these surveys. But Miss Evelyn did a fantastic job. The Kings were right next door to us, and they were kind of supervising and also sending love and support. So, I was thinking about Joshua and James and you guys getting out, Sam Foster, you guys getting out. So the only way you can change your perspective is by moving from where you're sitting. Right now, we're in our homes, we're in our offices, we're in our cars. But if you want to change your perspective, place yourself in a different environment and just watch. Just like Sam Foster does, he watches people and then he sees an end. He'll identify something that is relatable. And don't be afraid to smile and say hi. What's your name? And people engage. We're so afraid these days because of these are crazy times. But I promise you, a smile will melt people's heart.
Goes a long
Amen?
ways.
Yes. So sorry, go ahead. Let me get out your way.
No, I'm just saying a smile does go a long way. That is the eye opener. When you're walking down the mall, when you're going to the grocery store. Heck, I go in my gym attire because I go every morning to the gym. It's close by. And then I run around the store right near me and I prospect people the way I look. And everybody's hungry. It's all about a smile, you guys. We cannot be complacent. We need to get out. I know there's a lot of you still, because of the pandemic, you got to push that aside because there's going to be something else coming up soon too. Just got to push it aside. God made us for a reason. We are here on this earth to help everybody. Everybody. Somebody needs to hear from you. Really, somebody needs to hear from you. And we're here to do that. And I don't have like I told Brian, yeah, it's going to be 107, but we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And we got there early before we were even supposed to set up. And people walking around come up to Brian because they see his shirt and they see our signs. We weren't even open yet. We weren't going to open for another hour or two, but we're helping everybody. That's what it's about, you guys. I hope this helps somebody. I just want to let you know, you got to think outside the box. You just got to think outside the box. If nothing's happening for you, nothing's going on around, go out and look for it because there's a lot of, especially with school's going to start right now. School's going to start. So there's a lot of events going on around. Like just by being there, people came up to us. Well, we have events on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Do you want to take our name and number? Maybe you guys can come and put your business over here. I noticed you guys help people. Absolutely. I had a lady that we're meeting today. She's from California, but she's not from Fresno, but she brought her booth. She came and talked to me and Brian and said, listen, I work for a nonprofit type of thing where I help people find jobs. Can I refer them to you? And I explained to her, this is not a job. This is a business that, there is a small investment in this, but so she said, I don't care. People are willing to pay a small investment. They just need something. They just need help. So I gave her my name and number. She filled out a survey. We've already talked. We're meeting with her today at noon. The possibilities are endless, you guys. She wants to start referring people to us. She might be an IBO and then she can refer them to herself. You know what I mean? We'll just see what happens. So I hope, like I said, this helps you guys. Okay. Miss Natasha, this is our queen. I'm telling you, this girl has great ideas. She helped me out a lot. I called her up. I said, I need some help with some signs. I need something that's going to stick out, pop out, whatever. Help me. Let's talk. Let's talk. So we were going back and forth and I go, I like it. Do it. Let's get it. Do it. I like it. And she did our shirts, you guys. We wear them on Wednesdays too, because on Wednesdays we meet at Panera Bread and we do our calls. We all do calls. We all sit in different areas and we start that. It's kind of like, you know, getting together to do calls. We used to do them at the house, but we noticed we were eating too much. So we decided to get outside of the house so that we can also venture into the malls. Anyway, Natasha, that's all I got. Mr. Waller, thank you
All
again for your
right.
great idea and help.
Miss Evelyn Phipps, everyone, before I go over a little mini recap, can we please give Mrs. Phipps and Mr. Waller a big hand and for having such success out there? So a couple of key points that I wrote down is number one, and I hope everybody else wrote this down because she said this before she even started, was follow the system. Okay, we say it. People don't always do it. Okay, Mr. Brent, you already know, you're laughing. Mr. David and Lowe, you already know. Okay, Mr. Winston, you already know. Number two, and your backgrounds, Mr. David and Lowe, I'm just saying, okay, your backgrounds are awesome. Number two is the scripts. Do you know the scripts? Like, do you know how to pique someone's interest? Do you know how to ask someone to be a customer? Do you know how to talk to a business owner? Do you know how to talk to a student? When you have a handful of scripts, what you can do is find which one works for you. You don't change them way too much because those are already proven scripts. So what you can do is once you have them, you make them your own. You don't have to sound like a robot, which is what a lot of people do, but just say it how you would say it, you know, talk to different people, understand how to say something to someone and start thinking outside the box. So when Mrs. Phipps talked about the event that Mr. Waller said was happening, there are so many local events, I promise you, that are happening in your town or in your city. You just have to look. Another great place to look is on Facebook. If you go on Facebook, people have these groups and they have a bunch of event flyers that are going on. And there's way too many events sometimes for some people, okay? But those are great opportunities for us because all you need is a table, you need some signs, you need some survey sheets that you can find in your Compass or your back office under the tools and resources tabs. So you'll find other flyers that ACN has put together as well for you, and you'll have survey sheets and everything. So how great is that you don't have to make anything? It's already made for you, okay? And another thing she said is when they showed the video to someone, what did that person say? They said it painted a vision. Now, everybody on this call, I'm going to take a wild guess, but how many of us saw a vision when we first saw ACN? Every single person on this call. And that's why you're on this call, because you saw the vision and you were the one that was going to get into ACN. You're the one that was going to run with it. You saw the vision. You saw what it could do for yourself and your family. And a lot of people don't understand residual income, and you don't understand it and appreciate it until you actually have it and experience it. Because let me tell you, there's nothing like residual income. Okay, nothing. So you're going to find people that are going to say, you know what? I saw the vision. And how crazy that he used the exact word vision. They're out there waiting. They're out there waiting for you to talk to them. There's someone's life that's on hold because you haven't spoken to them yet. They're waiting for you. They're waiting to hear your voice. They're waiting to see your face. They're waiting to see your smile and to be like, you know what? I get it. I get it.